Obviously not to this extent, and I think the ceiling that Alex Eala has is obviously that much higher. And I'm going to bring in a little boxing here because my dad wanted me to be a boxer, but I chose tennis. But Manny Pacquiao.
Good call.
Manny Pacquiao, we saw him when he, was at the top of his game, and alongside Roger Federer, he actually had more
Analysts are exerting every effort. They're not holding back. They are not using cautious diplomatic language to qualify their views or hedge their words. They are giving it their all. Additionally, Alex Eala is currently regarded as the most well-known female tennis player in the WTA world. One name already dominates professional tennis discourse before Indian Wells has even begun or the drawings have been announced. That name is Alex Eala. The best players of all time are all pointing in the same direction and saying the same thing. The sport needs to acknowledge that Alex Eala is currently the most well-known player in women's tennis. Experts are going so far as to rank her above athletes who established illustrious careers and made lasting contributions to the sport. The former Grand Slam winner Ana Ivanovic, who was seated on the expert panel, said something that truly startled everyone in the room. According to her, Alex Eala has outperformed Sia Mira in terms of notoriety and fame during the course of a career. And she presented it with the utmost respect, making it clear that this is not a jab at the greats who came before but rather an open admission that the WTA has never witnessed anything like what Eala is delivering in terms of worldwide attention and fan devotion at this scale and pace. Then came Ana Ivanovic, who elevated things to a whole new level. A woman who won Roland Garros, a past Grand Slam champion, and the top spot in the global rankings understands what it's like to be the center of all sports attention. The tennis world came to a complete halt when Ivanovic stepped out and made a comparison. She likened Manny Pacquiao's influence on boxing at the height of his abilities to Alex Eala's influence on the WTA. She is not merely competing at the greatest level. The entire globe is leaning in as she pulls the sport's limelight onto herself. What Ivanovic continued to say was really clear. There is no stopping Alex Eala if she keeps playing at her current level and keeps moving in the same direction. For Eala, reaching the top of the women's tennis rankings is not out of the question. With each game she plays and each court she walks into, she is already heading in that direction.
I think that if Eala, can keep doing well with her tennis, who knows, the sky's the limit on the court, off the court. I mean, she could be rolling in it if you.
The fact that the experts are discussing more than just her outcomes makes this even more compelling. They are discussing her identity. They are discussing her humble demeanor and sincere regard for both the game and those around her. Analysts have noted that she does not let the spotlight to exaggerate her victory over ego's fiat. She manages the spotlight the way the truly great ones do, with poise, quiet confidence, and a groundedness that inspires people to have even more faith in and support for her. It is uncommon to have both genuine character and excellent tennis. The sport looks for and strives to find it, but Alex Eala has it effortlessly.
Last year when she beat Iga Swiatek, and she kind of did it with a lot of grace and humility, and it was really, for me, it was terrific to see her take that match and watch her play after that and watch her try to continue to progress, because I like her game. Obviously she wants to get better than where she is now.
Then came Sam Querrey, a former Grand Slam finalist who played at the highest levels of professional tennis and has first-hand knowledge of the nuances of this sport. Querrey made a strong and straightforward statement. According to him, Alex Eala is currently the WTA's biggest draw. Not in conversation with the biggest, not among the biggest. Complete stop. According to him, she has attained a level of excitement and attention-grabbing power that sets her apart from every other player on the tour in that particular and crucial area. Every time she enters a court, an unmanufactured and unreplicable event takes place in the atmosphere. It's organic. It is genuine and wholly her own. Querrey went one step farther and made a rather startling statement. He speculated that some of the top 10 players in the world, players like Aryna Sabalenka, women who have devoted their entire lives to becoming the best in this sport, and women who have actually won the biggest titles this game has to offer, might be observing what is happening around Alex Eala and feeling a certain way about it. They are winners. These women have ascended every mountain in professional tennis. Additionally, they have noticed and find it difficult to ignore the wave of adoration and attention that follows Eala everywhere she goes. Querrey stated this because the current state of professional tennis needs that level of candor.
Women's tennis right now.
Yes.
Is she bigger than Sabalenka? Is she bigger than Coco?
Dude, it's crazy. She's having the same effect that Fonseca was having, like, on the men's side last year in Miami.
It's like Fonseca, but I think it's bigger than Fonseca.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Like, the Doha, like, crowds were insane for her last week.
Yeah.
Correct.
She's definitely one to watch, obviously because she's so good, but just for the atmosphere. You want to tune into her matches just to see what it's like on the court.
There's got to be like a little jealousy maybe from some of the women, that girls coming in, she's not top 10.
This is where things get even more complicated because there are now more people involved than simply commentators and analysts behind microphones. The players are speaking for themselves. One of the most well-known and seasoned players on the WTA circuit, Jessica Pegula, spoke up about her personal encounter with Alex Eala at the Miami Open. And what she described was just remarkable. According to Pegula, she was genuinely shocked by what she discovered when she entered that match. It was not what she had anticipated. Before a single ball was hit, she had not prepared herself for the atmosphere that had already been created within that facility. There was a huge audience. In a way that Pegula claimed she had not expected, the energy was electric, loud, passionate, and emotionally committed in every single point. When she used the word crazy, she meant every syllable to convey the utmost admiration. She wasn't grumbling. She was in awe. She was aware that she was within something very historic. Then Pegula made a very important remark. She claimed that Alex Eala has continuously drawn the largest crowd support of any player on the tour, whether it was in Miami, the Australian Open, or Dubai. Not sometimes, but constantly throughout several tournaments, continents, and seasonal phases. She attracts more spectators than any other player at the moment. People come especially to see her. For the opportunity to be inside the stadium during her performance, people wait in lines that are significantly longer than those of any typical game. Professional tennis has spent years attempting to foster this kind of strong magnetic bond between a player and a worldwide fan base in new regions. And here's Alex Eala using her ability, charisma, and compelling story to deliver it without the need for any artificial marketing.
After week, as she, has done well and established herself as a really good player on tour, they all come out to support her. And so I think we saw that in Australia when it was kind of overcrowded. They put her on a too small of a court. We saw it here. You can hear it from the hotel. You can hear the crowd roaring, especially at night. So it's incredible.
The world was shown how genuine this is during the Australian Open. The spectacles outside the stadium during her games were unlike anything the competition had witnessed in a very long time. There are a lot of fans gathered outside. There were queues that went on forever, with people clinging to the hope that they would manage to get inside. A large number of them were never able to enter. After spending actual money and time going to Melbourne, they found themselves standing outside listening to a crowd they were unable to join and hearing the scream of points they were unable to view, but they persisted because it was still meaningful to be near it. That is the extent to which Alexa motivates people. This goes as far as that. After that, Novak Djokovic added his voice to what had already been spoken. The best tennis player in the game's history. A man who has won more Grand Slam championships than anyone in history. A man who has spent more than 20 years playing professional tennis at every level conceivable. Djokovic moved to address Alex Eala, the best tennis player the Philippines has ever produced, stated unequivocally that she is.
I mean, it's... you could argue that it was, maybe a poor schedule and maybe they could schedule him on a bigger court. Yes, but again, she's so young and she's just coming through. Alex Eala, that's been a talk, and which is understandable. There's some players coming from respective countries, like she's coming from Philippines, which is now a big deal. She's been the biggest ever, tennis player from that country, which is a big country, and there's a big interest.